What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking. What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking. It's your host, as always, Chris Holmes, and you can see, it's a little bit crowded in here. We got Chip Baker and a fellow authors going to go ahead and make a major influence, but let me go ahead and let them introduce themselves on the show. So let's go ahead and start with you, Van. How you feeling?
Doing great. I'm Van Malone.
I'm Myron Sims.
Royce.
Let's go.
At the music.
Who else we got on? Yeah, they weren't ready for that. Who else we got going today?
I'm Adrian.
How's everybody
Jackson.
doing? I'm Paul Thomas.
Awesome.
And I'm Adrian Jackson. Nice to meet everybody.
Awesome.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Johnny Martinez Carroll.
Coach Sleck.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Royce Selecta.
Okay, now.
All right. And I am Chip Baker.
And these are all the fellow authors, and I know there's more on The Impact of Influence, Volume 9. Is that correct?
Volume 9.
9.
Yes,
oh,
sir.
Man. That means they are going to throw down some heavy gems and much more and get this show going. So I'm trying to see, matter of fact, Chip, how did this all get going on? I mean, you got Volume 9. I got all different kind of things going on. I mean, I'm trying to look, the crowd is going crazy. They just all happy for you. Who knows what's going to be in store next? But man, tell the audience a little bit about the journey, and then of course we get all your fellow authors on as well.
Sure. So first off, Chris, I just want to say thank you so much for having us on your platform, man. We consider an honor and a privilege to be able to come on and just share a little bit about our journey, who we are, and what the Impact of Influence Volume 9 is about. So I'm Chip Baker, fourth generation educator, teacher, former coach. Man, truly blessed and fortunate to be raised by some great people, as well as being around some awesome folks to learn from in my career and life. Started my YouTube channel, Success Chronicles, about 8 years ago. And what I do is I just interview people from all walks of life and share their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. Started writing books about 6 years ago. It always gets me when I get to that, because where I'm from, I wasn't raised around people that wrote books, And so, man, it's been a true blessing to the date. I've been a part of 22 books, and this Impact of Influence Volume 9 will be the 23rd. And so, started the series, I started writing books, and I wrote The Impact of Influence, and, just brought some powerful people together, amazing folks that I look up to, that I can learn from. And we got such a huge response on the first one. I believe you know about that because you were in there, Chris.
Yeah, most definitely.
And so from there, just had more interest and continued to do it. And now here we're on Volume 9, and so grateful. I think one thing I want to make sure I say this before I go on. It's a blessing to have people in your life that say yes.
Mm.
I
think you need to repeat that in the back.
Come on. Let's go.
Go ahead and give it to him.
I'm gonna give it to him. I think it's a blessing to have people in your life that say yes, because people don't have to do that. And so, man, I'm truly grateful for these amazing authors in Impact of Influence Volume 9, all powerful influencers, just good people that go above and beyond to help others. And so Impact of Influence Volume 9 is sharing love to influence and impact. And so, the authors are sharing their stories of how love has influenced them, what they've learned from that, and then how they're using that to make a positive impact in our world. And that's just a little bit about me and a little bit about the Impact of Influence Volume 9.
And as they would say, boom.
Let's go.
Oh. So as we continue, let's let the other authors introduce themselves as well. Let's go ahead and start with Van, and then we'll kind of work our way back up around.
Well, guys, I'm Van Malone, and I'm assistant coach here at Kansas State University, and how I got involved with Impact of Influence all the way to Volume 9 is I've been knowing Chip a long time, and he's impacted me just like he's impacted many others probably on this call and people not on the call. I'd been over the years talking to different people about the possibility of writing, being a part of a book, of authoring a book. And I mentioned that to Chip one day, and he didn't let it go. I talked to
he gonna go get it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And sometimes when you think about writing a book, sharing your story, we all have a lot of stories, but Chip did a really good job of focusing me in on really what I wanted to share. And so I'm excited, to be a part of this group, to be able to impact through my words, through my stories. And so I'm just excited to be a part of this process.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Let's
Myron,
go. Let's go to you, Adrian. Is that all right?
Adrian?
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you so much for the invitation, Chris. And my name's Adrian
absolutely.
Jackson. I am Vice President of Home Life at Cal Farley's Boys Ranch, which is a large residential child care facility centered north of Amarillo. And former college athlete, grew up in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I always like to say that to shout out my community, Chip invited me, and I graciously accepted to be part of Volume 8. And that journey of writing Volume 8 was so amazing. I had unfinished business,
Uh-oh.
and
Unfinished
I had
business.
unfinished business, because I needed 5 chapters to write what I wanted to say in Volume 8, and so Chip graciously gave me another opportunity to run it back, right?
Uh-oh.
So listen, I ran it back, right? Read it back in
Oh, it
Volume
sound like
9.
something loaded, like he ready to let the fire come out. Like,
Oh
that
yeah, man.
sound like.
Like they say in Louisiana, I stuck my foot in it, and so and really and truly, it was like a perfect topic. Was the focus point being on love, because in Volume 8, I kept coming to that, right? I was trying to get the leadership, but love kept involving itself inside of my chapter. So I really appreciate my chapter is because I was loved, I can. So basically, because people love me, I was able to love my wife. I was able to love my kids. I was able to, form friendships with other males, be able to have boundaries with females, because the strong attachments that was formed in me by my mother, my father, my brothers and sisters. And so that's what I focused on in this chapter was like, I'm the youngest of 8. And man, my siblings, man, they treated me right, man. They treated me right. I was their baby brother, and I really
Good.
didn't know at that point in time what that actually helped develop. But as I've learned things working with at-risk youth, it kind of started putting things together, like, why I'm the way I am. And it was because of those folks, right? The people that lived in the house with me. They helped me create a secure attachment so I could be able to form healthy bonds and boundaries and, be the person I am, the person that my coworkers and colleagues can count on. And, I've been focused, the focus that I've had since, graduating from high school. I was a young parent. I was a young husband. And, man, I never could really come to put in the thought how I was able to have this focus until later on, And so I talked about that in my chapter. Again, you say yes to Chip Baker, right? That's been the theme. I started hearing that a couple of months ago, and so I'm glad I said yes. And Volume 8 was amazing, and I'm expecting the same from Volume 9. So thank you so much.
What
Come
we
on.
got going next? Like you say, come on.
All right, how everybody doing? My name is Paul Thomas. I've been in IT for about 24 years. Currently working to get a degree in cyber. Got to talking with Chip, and he asked me to write in a book. And math and science has always been my thing. And when he brought it to me, I was like, oh man, write a book. And so I actually got a chance to write a chapter about something that was close to me, that was dear to my heart. And now I'm like super excited to write again. It's been a pleasure. I've watched Chip on his journey, go through this whole process from volume 1 all the way to volume 9. I attended a lot of the live shows and streams and just listen to other people's testimonies. And man, what an experience to be able to write something that's dear to your heart in a book. And I'm just so excited for this journey. I'm glad to collab with all you guys. This is a great experience for me, and maybe we can do more in the future.
It's awesome, man.
Awesome. Who we got next?
Let's go, Myron.
Oh man, Chip Baker, 1998, West Texas A&M University.
Let's go.
Said yes to Chip a long time ago, man. Well, I guess we've been able to keep this friendship for yes, sir. There you go. Been able to keep this friendship for a long time, and Chip, he stayed loyal. He stayed the same guy y'all are looking at right now. I even think he had the gray hair back in '98 too.
He's
been the same. He's been the same guy, man.
I know not.
Yeah,
I know not. I know not.
He's been a blessing that God has kept in my life, man, and from a distance, man. And now we've got to come together, man. We got connected with Adrian. I'm the type of person, if I have friends, we all gonna be friends, right? I'm a connector. I'm an includer. I want people, you good people, I want you in my circle, and because it helps me. So when Chip asked me back in July, I mean, it wasn't. He told me to talk it over with my wife, but I had my mind made up. My mind was already made up. I just told her after the fact, wasn't really looking for any kind of approval or anything, but because it's Chip, it's just, you can kind of, some people, they're asking you to do stuff, be a part of stuff, and there's money involved. People, I said, man, I ain't worried about none of that stuff. It's Chip. So whatever he asks me to do, I'll do it. And I've been blessed to be able to write what I wrote. I got a chance to reflect on some really great times in my life, man, working at the YMCA at that time as a director, and I've worked for great agencies. I've worked with Adrian at Borgeren. So just being able to kind of put all that together in a story that can kind of showcase how God can navigate in your life. If you let him, he'll bring some things full circle for you. So I was able to capture that. Kind of had in my mind, I kind of knew that's what was happening, but being able to have an opportunity to write it and reflect, it's an experience I'll never forget. And I'll forever be grateful to you, Chip, for that. So I'm currently working in adult education at Amarillo College. I'm the career pathway supervisor. I'm a assistant minister at 2 congregations now in Amarillo, North Heights Church of Christ, and then Southside Church of Christ in Pampa, Texas. So just being able to reach my audience in a different kind of way has been a blessing for me.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
Slick.
Look at no,
What's up, fellas?
What's going
feeling
on?
good. Feeling good.
Adrian, before I get talking about stuff I need to share, please be sure to tell Coach Perkins I said hello.
Okay.
Drew Perkins and I go way back. So he's done a little time at Boys Ranch, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
You guys, Chip came over last week. He talked to the Rice Bulldogs. I'm the athletic director at Rice ISD, and Chip was passing through last week, and he called me up and said, "Hey man, I'm coming through town. Want to lay eyes on you." I said, "Well, why don't you come talk to the fellas?" I'm gonna need to bring Chip back for a little bit longer. I don't think it stuck with him. We went out and got smoked 68-14 on Friday night. So if you're looking for a way to get your season district schedule started off, Chip might not be the guy. I don't know. But no, for real, no, he was great. He was great. And it didn't have nothing to do with anything he said. I can assure you that, Myron. Most of the time when I've been on these, and this is IOI number 3 for me. Impact of influence number 3. I've been involved. I think it was, goodness, I don't know, number 2, number 4.
Oh, with the coaches, yep.
Yeah, and then now
the whole library coming.
Yeah, now number 9. But most of the time when I've been on, it's been I've always been kind of transitioning, leaving one practice, going to one game, whatever. Tonight you guys got me in my office, so I got my toys with me. So when I heard Myron talking, I had to break this out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, he even brought it out.
Just taking Chip way back. This is
classic.
This is
Go
classic.
Buffs.
This is
Okay.
Oh
94
man.
right here. That's
94.
classic. So
There we
go
go.
Buffs. Yeah, go
Wow.
Buffs. No, but for real though, I'm honored to be a part of this group. Man, every time Chip's asked me to be a part of one of these, I've said yes 1,000 times over. I'm a lifetime educator, 28 years in the business. I have a wife who's about to retire. I just took this job in Rice last February. And so it kind of actualizes a lifetime dream for me of running an athletic program. And so I'm a member of the John Maxwell leadership team. Like I said, I've known Chip since '92, back when he was a player. And so that dates me a little bit if I was coaching him. So you guys know I got a few gray hairs. But the ride, this particular volume for me really, so many things in my life, so many different chapters in my life over 28, almost 30 years in the business. I've been through it a little bit, and there's been some times and some adversity, and most recently, going back to my time at Dallas Jesuit, back around COVID, is when we lost my mom in 2019, and 6 months later lost Dad in 2020. And so this chapter for me, I kind of lay out the gruesome details of that experience, and it's kind of through that, that adversity that I've experienced, not just with the death of my parents, but just in other things along the way. I've been shown a lot of love through that. And so this chapter for me, focuses on what I've done or what I am doing currently to kind of give back. Rice is a community that 85% of this community is poverty level and below. I knew that when I took the job. That's why I took the job. No bones about it. I was, lifetime offensive coordinator, and have done that all my football career. But this was a chance to give back to a place and to some families and some kids that don't have much. And so, God has certainly called me here. I have no doubt about that. And the book kind of, the chapter in the book focuses on that and kind of how I'm going about giving back. So, again, an honor to be with you guys. Really appreciate Chip and you putting this thing together.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we get an amen?
Amen. Lights.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Johnny Martinez Carroll.
Hey, Chip, it's good seeing you again, brother.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys having me this evening. Chris, it's good seeing you. I think we met in Hearn
Yep.
at Chip's reveal there at the library, and we talked a little bit, got acquainted a little bit. So it's good seeing you,
Adrian. Same.
Adrian, we got a lot of similarities, brother. You work at Cal Farley, and I work at Miracle Farm.
Oh, I did see that. Yes. Yeah. And Alex is a good friend of mine who used to be there.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've been there at Miracle Farm almost 2 years, and I do case management there, and I love what I do. I love having the opportunity to pour into young men on a daily basis, and but I noticed when you said Cal Farley, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I either refer someone there on a weekly basis, or I talk to someone. I hear the name Cal Farley probably 10 times a week.
Hey, just call me directly next time.
Yeah, we're gonna
call him directly.
We're gonna connect.
Yes, sir.
Chip, man, Chip and I go back a couple of years. Chip, we met in College Station, and at a book series, author series. And I tell people all the time, my life has not been the same since. Chip, I collaborated with Chip on Volume 5, and I've been a part of the speaker series at Lone Star College since. So Chip has this saying that opportunities create opportunities, and
there you go.
I believe that with everything. Making connections and just a platform of being an author. Get a chance to meet people like Chip, great people who give you opportunities to grow. And I feel like since knowing Chip and being acquainted with him, that I've grown and many doors have opened. I have authored 2 books on my own. My first book was published in 2020, entitled The Silent Dreamer, and basically it's my life story of growing up. And I'm getting ready to age myself in the 60s, and growing up in extreme poverty. Dropped out of high school. I was a teen dad at 18. And so I write about just the challenges, the obstacles. It's a book about resilience. Dropped out of high school and got my GED when I was in my 30s. And I got my college degree when I was 56 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I love sharing that story with people, especially with you. Lets them know that, hey, you can accomplish whatever you set out to accomplish in life. Nothing can stop you but you. My second book was published in 2022. It's called Pathway to Greatness. And in that book, I write about how God made us all to be great. We have greatness within us. And I just write about different life situations and scenarios where God really had a hand in what I was doing. And I like sharing that with the readers, that you were made for greatness. That has kind of been my mantra. I think I say that 10 times a day. You're made for greatness. You're made for greatness.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And, in this book with Chip, Volume 9, and when Chip approached me about Volume 9, I was like, wait a minute. I was on 5, So I mean, they just keep coming, right? I mean, Chip is like the Jurassic Park movies, right? I mean,
The train ain't
it just keeps
stopping. It just
coming
keeps
and
on
coming,
going.
you know.
Like a locomotive. It's
I
on the
know,
run.
and I'm like, what, volume 9? I said, sure. Again, no one says no to Chip, and I was like, yeah, I'd love to. So in this volume 9, I write about how I was shown love through service, and I write about serving, and how serving has impacted my life. Um, I write in my chapter about this group that I have been involved with here in the Bryan College Station area. It's called Pilgrims in the Park, and we feed homeless. I've been involved with it for about 8 years now, and the group has been together for 17. They just celebrated their 17th anniversary a couple of weeks ago, and people show up and with food and hope. And I write about how just being there has impacted my life by giving and serving. And I write about how there have been many times where it looks like, we may not have enough food, and food comes out of nowhere. Talk about 2 fish and 5 loaves. I mean,
That
it's
breakthrough.
just, yes. And it's just amazing what God's people can do and what servants can do when they come together, for a cause. So I write about that, and I write about how a couple of years ago I started facilitating a men's group that I called Iron Sharpens Iron, and we meet as men monthly, and I mean it's really been a blessing in my life. I was thinking a couple of months ago, I don't know why this never came to me. I was thinking a couple of months ago, hey, why don't we do this virtually too? And some of the guys were like, hey, that'd be a great idea. So we're looking to have our first virtual men's group meeting probably within the next couple of weeks. And we just talk about various subjects in that group, mental health and work-life balance and physical health and you name it, self-improvement, self-care. We have some men that attend. We have some young men that are starting to attend, high school boys, young men. So I'm excited about what that group is doing, and I'm excited to be a part of it and to facilitate it. But I'm also excited about Volume 9, Chip. I think this is a great opportunity again. I've had nothing but great success with being able to share my story and just to meet great people along this path. And that, to me, that's probably the biggest takeaway that I get from this. I do book signing events, and I was sharing with a friend one day. I said, there are times when I can host a book signing event. I can sell 25, 30 books. And there are times when I can sell 2. But even in that time, I come across somebody that I am so glad I met. I am so glad they attended that day. And it just floors me. I mean, I feel so blessed and for the opportunity. And I often say this. I say, if you talk to someone long enough, they'll tell you their story. And I want to be the one to listen. But again, thanks for having me, guys. I'm so glad to be here. So glad to meet you guys. Adrian, we got to talk, and let's share our contact information and talk about great things that we're doing at these ranches.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
All right.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right. With that said, I think we got everybody correct.
Yes, sir.
Make
That's
sure your
everybody.
message is yours.
Thanks, guys,
All
for
right, cool,
introducing
cool.
yourself and sharing a little bit about your story and your journey.
Right, right. So next, I'm gonna start with you again, Chip, and then we're gonna go around and back and end with you on this one. So, like, what is this volume about? Because I know every volume has something unique about them, and
Mhm.
then I want the fellow authors to give like a 2-minute snippet of like what it's about to kind of tease them, like, okay, I need to actually get this. This sounds really interesting. I feel like it just hit me. So,
Yeah, it's
what's
good.
this volume about?
It's good. So what I'll do, if you don't mind, I'll just kind of give an overview and then I'll call each author's name, and that way we can go around the horn, and then I'll end with mine and telling about my chapter. So the general overview of the book is The Impact of Influence, Volume 9. The Impact of Influence, Volume 9, man, sharing love to influence and
Oh man.
impact. And like as I'm looking here, I see men, and a lot of times, love is a hard topic. you know, sometimes but when you go back and reflect, we're all a product of that. We're a product, stuff that's who we are. And so that's the general overview of what the book is about. We just have to take their dive into writing about their chapters. And so we'll just go to the horn, and I will start with you, man. Just you gotta just mention, what the chapter's about. So we'll give you first a chance.
All right. So who we start out with?
Go with Paul.
Paul, go ahead and open up your mic. You've been requested. I'll give him a second.
There we go.
There
So
we
my chapter, I got an opportunity to meet a young lady back in '98, and I started this journey with her. And she just happens to be Chip's younger sister. And I was introduced to a family of individuals that just had a bunch of different traits. I mean, I knew what love was and I received love, but it was something different for me about these individuals. And so when I was thinking about my topic and what I was going to write about, and Chip expressed, how do you use love to impact others? And I feel like this family did nothing but embrace me and took me in and showed me what it really meant to love, to give back, to put yourself to the side and think about other people. And so basically my chapter is called Meet the Bakers. There's 4 different individuals in that book. I talk about all 4 of them. I give a trait that was dear to me that I remember about these individuals, something that they did every day, something they was consistent with. And I apply a lot of that to my life. And it's just been a blessing to have an opportunity to meet a family that just look to impact others, not just to serve, but just when they wake up every day, this is what they do. And so it's been amazing for me to just live and see the journey that Chip's going through. And in my mind, I'm like, I've been watching you for the last 25 years. There's no doubt in my mind that things are going the way that they go because
Yeah.
I know who you are. I know what your family is about. And just to be a part of the family is even much more a blessing for me. And so when I put this chapter together, at first I didn't know what I wanted to write about, but when I picked that topic, I had to sum it up. I had more than 2,500 words. I had to try to wrap it up, but it was just so dear to my heart to be able to write this chapter. And a lot of the things that these individuals do, I took a combination of it all and added it to my life. And it has just been a blessing. A lot of things are just great because I use these traits on an everyday basis. And so that's what my chapter is pretty much about.
It's awesome, man. Good stuff, Paul. Good stuff. All right, Adrian, let's go with you, brother.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Well, first foremost, I love having my road dog in this chapter with me, Myron Sims,
Mhm.
and that's my boy, and so it's amazing just to have him on this podcast viewing with me, and man, I'm ready
Wait
to
a minute.
rock
Did you
this
say
journey.
road dog? Did you say
That's my
road
road
dog?
dog. That's my
Wait a
road
minute.
dog.
Wait, is that DMX real quick? Nah, I ain't gonna do y'all. I ain't gonna mess with y'all like
That's my road dog, though.
that.
That's my road dog. So, you know,
Amen.
yeah, but my chapter is because I was loved. I can, and it's a 3-part piece where I had 3 epiphanies that took place in my professional career. The first one was when I was in a positive education program in Cleveland, Ohio, doing the ecological mapping, and when I mapped out my family map, I, my bonds that was so strong that, and when we all went through the circle, and of course I grew up in the housing project, so I'm always thinking that I was less fortunate. I walked out of that training thinking I was so relationally rich that nothing can, nothing compared to my colleagues. I walked away with that, even though financially they had more, even though they had housing, and I grew up in the projects. It was just, but I had such strong relationships, right? So that was one epiphany. And Johnny, you would appreciate this. My second one came when I was reading The Connected Child
Uh,
by Karen Purvis,
your
Dr.
purpose.
Cross. And when they were explaining the bond that you develop with your mother and what that create, that was another epiphany. Because man, I'm a mama's boy, and man, and the talks my mom and I had, the way even when I walk in the room right now with her, it's just I'm just different, and I'm 50 years old. And then the impact of my father. So because my mother loved me, I was able to do these things. I was able to form attachments with my wife, and and that's my heart. That's my motivation. Is my wife for 30 years, and one of the highlight points of the book is I write a love letter to my wife and my children and my sisters and brothers. So yeah, it was unfinished business from Volume 8, and I got to finish it. So thank you so much, Chip, for allowing me to
Finishing
do
up
that.
business.
And so you don't know what it meant to me to be able to write this chapter.
So good,
Man.
man. And I'm gonna say something about just we've only had 2 go so far, and I'm gonna just kind of when we end everybody's, I'm gonna say something about all of that to y'all too. Let's go, Myron. Let's go with you, brother.
Mhm.
So my chapter is about my journey working with at-risk youth while kind of not having my own child, pouring in and having to give love and show love and pour into a field or a career, not really having that fulfillment for myself. And so I talk about my journey and how I loved what I did, and I poured that same love into the people that I worked with, into the young folk that I worked with. And then ultimately God blessing me, returning that back to me 20 years into the journey with my own son. And so just talking about how staying the course and being connected to great people, being connected to your work, being connected to and tapping into the love that you received as a child, so you can pour that into other kids, even when you don't have your own. The examples of love that were given to you, you don't have to just reserve them for your own people. They can be for anybody that you come in contact with. So I just go through this journey starting in 1998, how I started working for a child care organization, pretty much skillless. And I think Adrian May can tell you, even when I started working with him at Boys Ranch, I was still skillless. But all of the stuff that I learned, but the main thing I learned was just how to love and how to treat people a certain kind of way. I'm now able to pour all of that back into my own child. So I had a miracle child. We, wife and I, got pregnant after 20 years of trying, our 20th year of marriage. So just being able to reflect on how God just made this whole thing happen. Like everything that I went through was for a reason, and that how he never took his hand off of me, he never took his love away from me, he never took those rich experiences from me, because at some point he knew what I was going to have to, what I was going to be fortunate enough to do. So this whole thing has been a blessing. It's still emotional to talk about, but that's why we wrote the chapter as men, because love is an emotional thing, and just being able to, as men, share those emotions and pour those emotions out. My hope is that other men and other people just hear this story, read it, and be able to connect to it in a way that they can reflect and maybe just calling them to be better people that to their kids or to their work or to their people that they're involved with. And then I'll take that blessing every day. So
Good stuff, man.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, sir. Selector, let's go to you.
Oh man, Myron, woo! Yeah, Myron, let me say this, Myron. His timing, it's perfect. It'll always be perfect.
Yes, sir.
And if he wouldn't do anything else, it was your training ground for you, and man, that really hits home for me.
Yes, sir.
My wife and I struggled having kids, and so after 10 years of what we saw as disappointment, we ended up adopting, and that's the best thing that ever happened in our lives. So, man, really good story right there, Myron.
Thank you.
Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So my chapter, it's entitled Giving Back. And I mentioned it earlier, through some of the adversities that I've experienced over the years, it's because of the love that was shown to me through those adversities that I've experienced, and kind of what I've done since then to give back, and so I had some times at Dallas Jesuit where I was able to give back on some mission trips. There's a little mention of that in the chapter. There's certainly mention of losing my parents and how that place was a great place for me to be at the time. I didn't grow up private. I didn't grow up Catholic. I stuck out like a sore thumb in that place. I was Church of Christ to the core. So when I went to the first liturgy at Dallas Jesuit, I didn't know. Here came the communion. I mean, I grew up Church of Christ. Communion comes around, everybody takes it, right? So I grabbed the cup. I was a little surprised when it wasn't grape juice, but anyway, and so Jesuit, I didn't really know why I was there when I first, really, to be honest, when I first got there, and it all goes back to me being in a place that allowed me to spend time with my dad. And so it was really, it came at a really good time for me personally. But the chapter talks and speaks on that. Like I said, here at Rice, I've got such a great opportunity to give back to some of these kids that don't have much. As everyone was sharing, it reminded me of a Mark Batterson book. I don't know if you guys have read, called Double Blessing. And in that book, I'm gonna read this quote for you guys because it's just so powerful. In the book, it says this. It says the end game isn't about getting, but it's about giving. That God doesn't bless us to raise our standard of living. He blesses us to raise our standard of giving. let me say that again. God doesn't bless us to raise our standard of living. He blesses us to raise our standard of giving. And so that's the power and the promise of the double blessing. That He's blessed us with so much, and
As you say, boom.
yeah, and it's our opportunity to give back, and that's what my chapter is all about.
It's awesome.
Very
So good, Slick.
impacting.
All right, let's go, Johnny Martinez. Carol.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, my chapter is about serving and what I've learned about serving through others. I named some people that who have made an impact in my life and who have taught me a lot about serving and service. And I don't think I ever write anything without including my parents, who are both deceased, and what they taught me and what they poured into me. I feel like I had the ultimate examples of service before me all the time, but also include a couple of people. Leslie Davis, a young lady. She's kind of like a daughter to me. Leslie has her own nonprofit, A Reason to Dream, and I see her doing amazing things in her community. I write about how that young lady has impacted me. And when Leslie was a co-author, I think in volume 6, maybe.
Yes, sir. She's been in a couple of the episodes.
She's been in a couple
books
of
as well.
And when she got ready to submit her chapter, she reached out to me and she sent it to me to read. She wanted me to read it and wanted to know what I thought about it. And I just told her, I say, hey, Leslie, share your story. I said, the world needs to hear your story. And she has a great story. She has what she does in the community is amazing. But I write about how I've been impacted just through service and my service to the community and what I do. And I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren. I love when my grandson serves with me, and I enjoy seeing a 17-year-old serve homeless people, and it really does my heart good. But I write about love through service, and Adrian, we have hard work. What we do is hard work. It's not easy work. And someone asked me one day, well, they asked me a lot of times, they say you work with them bad kids,
Not them bad kids.
And I don't like hearing that. And I tell, someone asked me what did I like the most about my job when I first started working at Miracle Farm, and I'd worked with at-risk youth before through Twin City Mission Youth and Family Services, doing counseling. And I said, you know what? I said, those kids, they need two things. They need someone that believes in them, and they need someone that loves them. I said, I can do both. I can do both. Thank y'all.
So good. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing about your chapters. I think a couple of y'all mentioned, man, it's hard. It's hard to write about love. It's hard to be vulnerable because like you have to dig deep and really feel the emotions and feel the experiences and feel what it was like for you to have to grow through those situations that we were involved in. But I think when we can tap into that like we have, I think it allows us to share in a passionate way because we've lived and learned some things, and now we see that what we've lived and learned can be a blessing to others. Come on,
Yeah.
Shoo.
come on.
Wait a minute. You got to say that again. It's going over people's head. It can be what now to others?
Uh, just a blessing to others, and I think that that's the beauty of um, the authors in the Impact of Influence books. Man, I'm so grateful to have crossed paths with all of these amazing people that I think one just have amazing hearts, right? You know, hearts of service, hearts to give, hearts to help others. They know that it's not about them; it's bigger than them. And so, man, just grateful for that. But then, just like Johnny said, just opportunity to leave a legacy. That's what it's about. You know, and also just hearing y'all share your chapters and your stories. Like I'm reminded of in the books where I don't know, kids or spouses have seen their husband or wife's chapter in the book, and just the feeling that they get in the response, and like just the love from that. Like it's amazing to be able to do that, and I'm just grateful for the journey. It just makes my heart happy to see, and it just reminds me too to just keep pushing, despite any of the roadblocks or anything that come along the way. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Right? It's worth it to receive the love. It's worth it to be grateful for the love. It's worth it to give the love. Just like Johnny said, man, just give the love and believe in those around you, not because you're looking to get anything from it, but just doing it because that's the right thing to do. That's what you're supposed to do. And the big men always see fit that you're taken care of because you do that. And just like Paul has said, that's something that I observed in my family, right? Like I just, I've seen it work. So now in my life, I just trust and believe that that's the formula, y'all. And so that's what I've strived to do in my life. But my chapter is titled "Love is Impact," and so I'm gonna hit you with this a little bit. Some of y'all church folk. You may have heard this before, so I'm gonna warn you a little bit. You might have heard this. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It's not arrogant or rude. It does not insist in its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. And that's 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. And so in my chapter, that's what I start my chapter with. And in the chapter,
amen. Yes.
Yeah.
man, come on. And it's so hard to pinpoint one scenario, one person, one thing, because man, I'm a product of a whole lot of people loving me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so, I kind of just went through the traits of, like, first off, what is love? So I break down some definitions of love. I reflect on like the benefits of receiving love. I talk about that in my chapter. Then I hit on the benefits of giving love. Yeah. Right. It's one thing to receive love and know what that feels like. But then when you can give love to others because you know what it feels like, man, that's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Right. Then, me being an acronym guy, I got to give you an acronym. So for me, love is life. Love is outgoing. Love is vibrant. Love is everlasting. And so I break down those traits of love. And then I hit on a little bit about giving quality time. And, some people think that love is spelled LOVE, but I think love is spelled TIME, right? And so it's important for us to give that quality time. And in that time, the people that love me,
say now.
Come on. They were truthful. That love was infectious. The love was meaningful, and the love was engaging. TIME, time, love is spelled TIME. And so that's a little bit about what my chapter is about. Love is impact, and my goal is to hopefully influence and impact in a major way.
Man, he over there shooting you with the gems. Just loaded.
Yeah.
The whole clip just coming out. Just a whole bunch of blessings on top of blessings over there. Just to hear that
Emptying the clip.
clip.
I'll be
They ain't
watching
ready.
tip videos, man, and I they be so good. I'll be forgetting to even hit the like or the love button. I get caught up in just
Say what
watching
now?
it, and I'm like,
He got so
man,
into. He forget like, wait,
like, this dude
you're not
is-
supposed to
he's-
be doing something. He forgot I was supposed to like the video.
man, that's how good his videos are. I need to go back because I don't want to. Just because I don't hit the love or like button, don't man.
Oh.
His videos have been just top notch for me, man. So impactful, man. Just them little 30-second clips, man. Golly, man.
Probably like, wait, did he just say that? Wait a minute. He probably over just reflecting this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he did. Mm.
Yeah, man. I use that. I've been telling people that opportunities bring opportunities. There's one guy. He was like, I still don't know what that means. I said, you will one day. Trust
You
me.
will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know.
Yeah.
You will one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
It's gonna hit you, and you're gonna be like, that's what that meant.
Yeah.
yep, for sure. I love that. But we'll throw it back to you, Chris.
All right, so like I know we're getting to a close, so let's go ahead and leave with some closing remarks, and then to make sure that you tell the audience where they can find you as we get all this great value, and I want them to continue to follow the great authors, and of course you, Chip, as well, because this journey I feel like it's still just the beginning; it's still in the early stages. So I don't know how many libraries you about to put out, but I feel like it's just the beginning. You putting down the foundation at this point.
That's it. Well, Paul, we'll go to you, brother.
Well, man, this has been a wonderful experience for me just listening to everybody's individual story. Cool stuff, man. I really enjoyed it. Hope to connect with you all. You can reach me at pretty much every platform, Paul Thomas Sr. If there's anything I can ever do, get with me, let me know. But it's been a pleasure, fellas.
Awesome.
Where
Adrian,
can I
let's go
find
to
you real
you.
quick? No, I don't want to miss.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Let them know. Paul Thomas Sr., you want to share it, Chris? He was saying, where can they find you, Paul, if you don't mind repeating that?
Oh yeah, I'm on
forget that.
I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, and it's pretty much Paul Thomas Sr. on all platforms.
All right.
All right, Adrian, what about you, brother?
Yeah. So, again, thank you guys so much. It's been another blessing. I'm on X, Facebook, LinkedIn, Adrian P. Jackson, and on Instagram, Paul Jackson Sr. So that's where you can find me.
Awesome. Myron, what about you?
Find me on Facebook, Myron E. Sims. Hopefully in the future I'll have some other handles you can find me on. Too.
You know you will. Don't say hopefully it's
Right,
coming.
right,
Just don't say hopefully it's coming.
Adrian's been on me, man. He's like, man, get this
Yeah,
stuff,
it's
get this
coming.
stuff
I've been on
together,
him. I've been
man.
on him,
Yeah,
Jim.
like I said, it's coming. And no, hopefully
Yeah,
too, it's coming.
Right. So Myron E. Sims on Facebook right now.
Awesome. Royce, what you got?
You can catch me on the Old Man Facebook. I'm on there.
Old man Facebook.
Yeah, I'm
Did
on
that wrong.
there. You can, it's first name, last name. So Royce Selecta. You can catch me on Instagram. Same at Royce Selecta, and then I'm on Twitter a little bit. It still moves X kind of moves fast for me. I start reading something, then I get 4 other things over. I don't know. It just my brain doesn't work that way. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm on there, and we also at Rice Athletics, we have our own page as well, so you guys can reach me there just the same.
Awesome. Johnny, what about you?
Hey, it's been a pleasure being here with you guys this evening. Wish you guys many, many blessings. You can reach me on Facebook. It's Johnny Martinez Carroll, author. You can visit my website, www.johnnymartinezcarroll.com. I'd love for you guys to visit. Drop me a line. add you to my monthly newsletter, kind of let you know what's going on. I got book events where they'll be and stuff like that. Just a lot of great information on X, or formerly known as Twitter. It's dreambig_Johnny. But yeah, check me out. Love to hear from you guys.
Awesome. Before I go on and finish, I just want to send a shout out to the people that's checking us out, people that's showing us love. Our sister, thank you so much for being on. Our brother Darius Bradley Sr.
Yes.
Love, influence, co-author as well. He's been in several of the episodes, and he just released his newest book, Dad, Differently Able Dads. And so it's a compilation book of stories of dads that have differently able children. And so, man, please go out and show him some love as he's doing his thing, man. We appreciate him and want to send him a shout out. For me, all of my social media is at Chip Baker TSC, as in the Success Chronicles, except for X, and X is at Chip Baker 19. And I'm on all of the platforms, whatever your platform of your liking is. The positive inspiration and motivation is there waiting for you, baby. Go check it out. Yeah. And then the other thing, just some closing remarks. Big reflective guy. So just kind of my reflecting on this experience that we've had. First off is, like they said, opportunities bring opportunities. Let that marinate with your soul a little bit, right? Opportunities bring opportunities. The next thing is just gratitude. I'm truly grateful for the opportunities I've been blessed to have. Grateful for the opportunities to come in contact with all of these people here, because I have a story from every person on this interview about how opportunities bring opportunities, right? And so just grateful for that, to be here. And then the third thing I want to add is just say yes, right? We started the interview out with, me saying, I'm thankful that people have chosen to say yes to be in the projects, because they don't have to do that, right? And I'm grateful that people choose to say yes. But then in my church, my pastor, every Sunday, he in the call, he says there's a yes prayer, and he says, I'm a new creation in Christ because I said yes to you, right? And so I relate that to life, because in life, yes in faith, when we say yes in faith, oh man, we're made new, right? But in our life, how it's relevant is if we just get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Come on. If we just stretch ourselves just a little bit, hold on. If we just take one step to help ourselves be better, you're gonna be better because you said yes. And so I just want to encourage everyone that's watching today, that's checking us out, just say yes to the opportunities. So the opportunities will bring opportunities to you. Continue to give service, continue to have gratitude. And again, thank you guys for taking the time to check us out. And Chris, thank you so much for having us on. Truly appreciate you, man.
Yes.
See, that's what I be talking about, Chip, man.
See, look. Hey, this time you ain't got to worry about the like button. Guys, wait a minute.
I can just sit and just listen to Chip, man. Just
Thank you,
my dude, man.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome, man.
Awesome.
It's that education.
Go Buffs.
That's where you got it.
Go Buffs. I've been
Texas.
blessed to learn from some good people.
And in Texas.
Man, oh man, it has been an amazing time on this show. Lots and lots of great information. I'm over here taking notes in my head. I'm trying to keep up with it, and I'm gonna have to probably rewind a couple times and make sure I like that button. Matter of fact, also make sure you subscribe to the YouTube as well and leave your comments. We love all the love and support that we're getting in, because that's what makes us better. And if you have anything that you want to talk about, or you have someone you think that needs to be interviewed, because it's all about giving great inspiration and helping people take it to the next level. And of course, you can find me on soulproduction.biz on my website, or you can just find me on my social medias, as you can see that at @CHolmes_ on all the social media platforms on X, Instagram, and much more. But let's see, what is my closing comments as I come this to the end? I'm going to borrow this from you, Chip. Opportunities bring opportunities. And how about it's about time you bring yours? Make sure you keep this thing going. We'll catch y'all next time on the show. Peace out, y'all. It has been nice.
Peace out.